bad has happened to my daughter, and I don't know how to find out what has happened to her or how to find out where she is. But I know somebody out there knows something about what happened to Kyla that night.
Tonight, a mother's desperate plea to find her missing daughter. Kyla Porter has been missing for almost 3 years now. Kyla made a mysterious phone call one night, and she was never heard from again. And her mother says the friend she was with has not helped them. Kyla was just 19 when she disappeared. She'd be 22 today. Her mom says she'd never leave home without letting them know. The last time anybody heard from Kyla was February 15, 2008. And we're hearing some stories, and one of them is that Kyla called her sister Lynn and said she'd be home in an hour, but then Kyla never showed up. What could have happened during that time? Kyla is adored by her family, and especially her twin sister, Sheresa, and her mom. Now, here's Kyla at her nephew's 4th birthday party just a couple of months before she vanished. Watch carefully.
All right, let's go. Here. Take the birthday cake over there, Sheresa.
First birthday. Take me?
Or Kyla, one of you take the cake over, because I'm holding the camera now.
Cops told Kyla's mom they could not search for Kyla for 2 weeks because she was an adult. Was precious time lost because of that. Straight out to our very special guest, Kyla's mother, Teresa Aarons, and Kyla's twin sister, Sheresa. First of all, I know this has to be so hard on both of you. I know you've been through hell. We want to help here at Issues. We want to get the story out there. Hopefully somebody sees something that rings a bell, and we can bring your precious loved one home. Let me start with Sheresa. Tell us about what you know about the last time anybody in your family heard from Kyla. What do you know?
Well, see, that's the hard thing. We really don't know anything. Kyla she was staying with my older sister, Bobby Lynn, and she, my older sister was at work, and she had called her and just let her know that she was gonna go out, because she was actually supposed to go to my mother's house that night, but my mother had my sister's kids, and she wasn't able to pick her up at the time, and Kyla, I guess, decided she was gonna go out, and we weren't exactly sure who really picked her up. We had just heard that she had went to some party with some friends, and she had even called on her way home and said
about 9:30, yeah.
Yeah, about 9:30, and said she was on her way home, and she'd
be home in an hour. She'd be home in an hour. And so her sister called me because I was concerned about not being able to pick her up to come over to babysit at my house. And she called and said, she told her older sister, she said, I'm with my friend and I'll be home in an hour. And then the next day, my daughter called me and she said, you know, Kyla never did come home last night. And I said, she didn't. I said, well, I'll call her friend. And her friend had said that she wasn't with. I know. She said she wasn't with her, so that became a big mystery. We never were able to figure out who she was with. All we know is she left sometime that day and went out that night, and we have never heard from her again.
And what has this been like for you, Teresa Aarons?
It's changed my whole life. It's just changed my whole life. There's not a part of my life that hasn't been affected by this. My family, you just can't go on in a normal life when you have a daughter that just disappeared off the face of the earth. I mean, somebody knows where she's at. Somebody knows what happened to her.
My heart goes out to you. Hang on. We're going to be back with both of you in a second. We want to help find your loved one. We're going to do what we can. Hold on. We'll be back in a second.
Every day, thousands of people are switching from Tylenol to Advil. Here's one story.
My name is Jose. I'm from California, and I'm a messenger and deliver all over the place. So there's times I'm just climbing in and out of the van. You feel your hands hurting, you feel your back hurting. I used to take Tylenol. I switched to Advil, been using it ever since. And when the pain's gone and you feel good and you feel healthy, work or pleasure, I can go on with my life.
Make the switch. Take action. Take Advil.
How's it going in there, hon?
Almost ready.
Relax. Pam helps you pull it off.
Welcome to the Department of Negotiation, home to the latest deal-making technology. Our highly advanced thingamajigs and whatchamacallits are constantly gathering intelligence on the best deals for you. With Name Your Own Price, they're yours for up to 60% off. But we're always looking to improve. For instance, what does this have to do with finding empty hotel rooms? We're not sure. Yet.
How long have you had your car insurance?
How long have I had my car insurance? I don't know, 8, 10 years?
Well, I couldn't tell you, but things were a lot less expensive back then.
If you're 50 or over, you should take a new look at your auto insurance. You may be overpaying.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Old policy, old rates.
And thanks to your experience behind the wheel, you might save $350 by switching to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford. Plus, you'll get benefits that reward your driving record, like our promise that you won't be dropped.
Wait, you won't drop me? Seriously?
That's right, you won't be dropped. And if you know anyone who's been dropped by their insurance company, you know that's a hassle you don't need.
Especially these days.
Plus, you'll get Recover Care, which helps pay for everyday needs like house cleaning, lawn care, and pet services if you're injured in an accident.
So my auto insurance is going to help pay the house cleaning if I'm injured?
Did you say lawn care?
And if I can't walk my dog, they'll help me pay someone to do it for me.
Call the number on your screen to switch to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford and be rewarded for your experience behind the wheel.
Recover Care, auto insurance that helps take care of me. And I've seen it all.
You won't drop me. You take care of me as well as my car, and you offer savings to switch. It's unbelievable.
If you're 50 or over, call now to request your free quote.
I'm going to call.
I'm calling.
I'm calling.
I'm calling.
Call the Hartford at 800-236-7102 to request your free quote. 800-236-7102. Call today and make the switch to the AARP auto insurance program from the Hartford. 800-236-7102. Why wait?
Closed captioning brought to you by Meineke Car Care Center.
Wrench.
Wrench.
Basic?
Preferred.
At Meineke, I have options on oil changes, and now I get free roadside assistance with Preferred or Supreme. My money, my choice, my Meineke.
She went out with her friends. She called her sister that night and said that she would be home at 11 p.m. 11 p.m. came and she never came home.
A mother's crusade to find her precious missing daughter just a couple of months before Kyla disappeared. She came to her nephew's birthday party. Now, take a look. Kyla is the one holding the birthday cake. This girl is now missing. Watch.
Happy birthday, dear Marcus. Happy birthday to you. All right, blow out your candles.
Teresa, did your daughter have any problems that would lead her into perhaps a troubled relationship? I know she had a fiance who was in jail on drug charges, so he can't have done anything because he was in jail at the time she disappeared. But anybody else she was dating?
We're still in contact with her fiance. He's actually part of our family. I talk to him every day, and I've actually lived with him very recently.
She wasn't dating anyone that I know of. She was just hanging out with her friends. When her fiance, got locked up, she was thought she was in love with him, and that really threw her for a loop. So she kind of got a little depressed, and she was going out with her friends a lot and doing a lot of partying. So that was concerning me because she was really depressed, and I just don't know who she hooked up with that
Did she have her cell phone with her, and have the police told you that they've picked up pings? If so?
No, there was no cell phone. That's the thing.
She had no phone. She had no way of us tracking her, of contacting her at all. And you know what the hardest part
Didn't she call you at one point? So who did she call? Where did she call you from?
Right, she
from
did.
a friend's phone.
She called from a phone. We don't know who it was.
Right.
And she called her sister, and all we know is it was from an 813 area code, which we live in a 727. 813 is Tampa, and 727 is where we live in the Newport Richey Holiday area where she went missing from.
Well, I mean, police have to tell you they can easily look at the phone records and find out what that phone was, who that phone belongs to.
With Metro, I guess, because my sister had a Metro phone, I guess that they don't keep only but outbound calls with Metro, so there was only so far that they could go back.
Right, they don't keep any outbound calls that come in, because we drove to the main store to try to see if we could retrieve the phone calls, and the Sheriff's Department did get a court order and looked at the phone records, and, you know, it was all her calls going out. There was nothing coming in.
ATM card.
There was no
Did she ever use her ATM card after the last time she?
No.
No.
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
This is a terrible mystery.
You know what the hardest part of all of this is just not knowing if she's out there hoping that somebody will find her, that we will find her, if she's by herself and scared, if she is dead and we just want to bring her home to us. The hardest part is just not being able to know.
We want to do everything we can to find your loved one. We want to have you back. We are going to call the police. We're going to work on this. Thank you so much. God bless you. We're with you here on Issues.